Hey, 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 happy Friday! Come on in, pull up a chair. The Daily Dope is in the air. Howdy, 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 gang. Yes, I'm Jeff McCullough, back once again as your host here at the Daily Dope, presented by thegaminggang.com, of which I happen to be the Grand Poobah. And good old Smokey popped up here, bumped my arm, and all of a sudden, gotta change the video. Had the opening going, and then it bopped over to me, and then came back. So, anyway, at least we got things cooking. So, tonight is Friday, October 4th. This is episode 376 of the Daily Dope. So, do always point out this is a live stream. So, very, very casual. It is not rocket surgery, as I like to always say. Because it is live, that means there is chat available. The chat's not on screen. It's one of the ways that I keep some of these stranger commenters at bay. But I do pay attention to the chat. So if you'd like to say howdy, or maybe you've got a question, by all means, feel free, fire away, and I will respond. I see so far we've got John Bogle and Dan from No Enemies Here already hanging out in chat. So, of course, if you like the video, please give it a quick thumbs up. If you check out some of the videos on the Gaming Gang channel and you like them, by all means, please subscribe. Don't forget, ring the little bell, because it will not only notify you when the stream goes live, it'll also tell you when I upload standalone videos, which I have plenty of. In fact, just night before last, I uploaded a new first look. So, and of course, be sure to tell a friend, tell two friends. And when you're not watching videos on the Gaming Gang channel, be sure to visit thegaminggang.com for all the latest in gaming news, reviews, comics, movies, TV. Come on, you know the drill. Get your geek on at thegaminggang.com. Right, so Viper Dave is in chat as well. Good to see you, Viper Dave. So, lots has been going on today. I do have some a good amount of news. I got a wacky news piece too. So we will you'll probably all have a good laugh over this if you are not familiar with it. But anyway, today has been pretty crazy, pretty hectic. I did migrate the website over to a new server, so that was kind of a pain. Everything was working fine, just a problem with the database, which the database contains all the posts and everything for the gaminggang.com. So about 8,000 articles. I was like, So finally got that straightened out. So I believe you can actually go to thegaminggang.com right now from anywhere in the world, and it is going to resolve and go to the site. So the propagation pretty fast on doing that. So, but that has occupied most of my day. I didn't even think I was going to be able to get a show done today, because up until about 2 hours ago, things were not looking good with that database. And the website was not looking right. In fact, it wasn't looking like the website at all. But was able to bang through it and figure out what the problem was. So, cool deal. So that's all done. So that was took less time than I expected for it to propagate through the web. Now, of course, there's somebody out there who's going to say, well, Jeff, I just went to thegaminggang.com and it's not showing your website. It can take up to 72 hours, depending on where you live in the world. So, one other thing I do want to point out, and I guess it bears mentioning again, but as far as the comments on my YouTube videos, I have absolutely no issue with people who offer constructive criticism, or if you disagree with my opinions or anything like that. I am all for that. By all means, please post your comments. But if you are one of these people who simply creates a Google account so you can go onto YouTube and be a dickhead, I don't let those comments stand. I delete the comment, and then I basically make you invisible to the channel. So just pointing that out. So, because lately I've been getting some folks who are just, I mean, they're just, you can tell right away, excuse my French here, but you can tell it's just some asshole looking to wind me up or something. And because I'll go look, I mean, because it's really bizarre stuff that they say. Then I'll go take a look to see, well, who is this person? And they've got no videos on their YouTube account. They subscribe to no channels. It's like, yeah, okay, whatever. So, just wanted to point that out. I don't screw around with nasty comments and asinine comments. So, folks out there, if you want to be a dickhead with your comment, go ahead, because those comments are deleted right away. All right, so let's get on into the news, because I'm actually in a good mood. I'm in a good mood because I didn't have to waste days and days trying to migrate the website over to the new server. Anyway, do want to point out, Bezier Games has a new card game. It's arriving this month. And I've got the dope on. Silver Bullet! Your village has been overrun by savage werewolves, which are represented by the number on each of the cards that make up your village. To get rid of these fanged fiends faster than the neighboring villages, use your resident's special abilities and your powerful weapon, a silver bullet. Call for a vote when you think you have the fewest werewolves, but be careful. Everyone else gets one more turn to save their own village first. Silver Bullet is a fast and engaging traditional card game with a werewolf twist. Everyone starts the game with 5 face-down cards, with everyone being able to see 2 cards of their choice. Cards are numbered 0 to 13, with the number showing how many werewolves the character on that card attracts, and each character number has a different special power. On a turn, you draw the top card of the deck or discard pile, and then either discard it to use the power of the card, but only if it came from the deck. Discard it without using the power, ditto, or replace one or more of your face-down cards with this card. You can replace multiple cards only if they bear the same number, and you must reveal the cards to prove this, being penalized if you are wrong. Silver Bullet can be played as a standalone game or combined with other silver decks. Each version of the game has different card abilities. Silver Bullet is for 2 to 4 players, ages 8 and up, plays in around 30 to 60 minutes, and will carry an MSRP of $24.95 when it arrives on October 30th. Yeah, all right. Can't say. If it wasn't for werewolves and vampires, I don't think Bezier Games would have a whole lot of titles out there, would they? So, but it should be a fun, quick game. I'm surprised it only plays 4 players, though. Although I guess if you combine it with the other, like, I'm almost positive there's a game called Silver from Bezier, which you can combine this with. I would think then you could probably bump up the player count. I'm taking a stab. Maybe up to 8. So let's move along, because Lucky Duck Games has an interesting looking card game. It's coming on the horizon, and I've got the dope. It's a wonderful world. You are an expanding empire and must choose your path to your future. You must develop faster and better than your competition. You'll carefully plan your expansion to develop your production power and rule over this new world. It's a Wonderful World is a cards drafting and engine building game for 1 to 5 players. Each round, players will draft 7 cards and then choose which ones will be recycled to immediately acquire resources and which ones will be kept for construction to produce resources each round and or gain victory points. When a card is fully built, it's added to the player's empire to increase the player's productivity and the capacity for production each round. The mechanical twist being that the production phase works in a specific order. You'll have to plan your constructions carefully. In addition to the base game, players can also enjoy expansion boxes introducing an innovative campaign mode. Each campaign offers a storyline to follow and many gameplay twists. At the end of each campaign, players will open a reward booster to unlock new cards, enhance their base game, and keep a memory of what happened during the campaign. All the campaigns can be replayed and don't imply game component destruction. Gotta point out, this obviously is not an English language produced game, so the translation for the sell sheet info is a little odd. But this does look pretty interesting. It's a wonderful world, and if you want, you can queue up some Louis Armstrong while you play. Is for 1 to 5 players, ages 14 and up, plays in around 45 minutes, will carry an MSRP of $44.99 when it arrives in November. Dig the artwork. The artwork looks pretty cool. It does look like this game kind of supposedly takes place maybe over some like decades or something like that, because there seems to be kind of a wide path as far as technology in this. So I see Hubcam 210 and Kabuki Kid are also in chat. Howdy, howdy. Good to have you. So, moving right along, WizKids is bringing back Marvel's Fantastic Four 2 Hero Clicks. It's going to be in January, and I've got the dope. WizKids will release Marvel Fantastic Four Cosmic Clash, a starter set for Marvel Hero Clicks, in January 2020. The first family of Marvel, the Fantastic Four, battled the infamous Doctor Doom in WizKids' newest 6-figure starter set. The starter set will feature new clicks for Mr. Fantastic, the Invisible Woman, Human Torch, The Thing, Silver Surfer, and Doctor Doom. Additionally, this set contains a special scenario and campaign, along with dice that have a Fantastic Four logo on them, which are normally found only in a dice and token pack. Full color maps will also feature Mr. Fantastic's lab and Doom's castle, and they will be included in this starter set. The Marvel Fantastic Four Cosmic Clash is for 1 to 4 players. Not sure how it's for 1. I've never seen anybody play HeroClix Solitaire, but they're saying it's for 1 to 4 players, ages 14 and up, plays the 30 to 40 minutes, and will carry an MSRP of $34.99 when it arrives in January. So I have to say, my favorite superhero is Captain America. And my favorite superhero group, long before we had the Marvel movies, before we had the Marvel universe, cinematic universe, I should say, I was always a big fan of the Avengers. Coming in a close second, though, is the Fantastic Four as my superhero team, favorite superhero team. And I find it very interesting because my brother is the big comic guy. He's been into comics since we were little kids. He's got a pretty huge collection too. His son, my nephew Cameron, didn't know who my brother's favorite superheroes were. He thought it was Spider-Man. It was pretty funny. My nephew Cameron's like, well, we were sitting there one night, and I said to my brother, so, because Fantastic Four hadn't been in Marvel Comics for a while because of the whole nonsense with Sony and the movie and whatever. I was like, so, you pretty excited about the FF returning? And my brother's like, yeah. And I said, so Cameron, who's your dad's favorite superhero? And he's like, Spider-Man. And I was like, nope. He's like, yeah, he is. And my brother's like, no, Cameron, Spider-Man's not my favorite superhero. Yeah, Fantastic Four, baby. All right, so let's move on into our next news piece because fans of the miniature skirmish game, Frostgrave, will be happy to know the latest issue of the zine, which is devoted to the system by its creator, Joseph A. McCullough, is now available in PDF. I've got the dope on Spellcaster number 5. Spellcaster, the Frostgrave magazine, exists to bring new rules, scenarios, and gaming ideas for players of Frostgrave and Frostgrave Ghost Archipelago. This issue contains rules for high-level heritors, including 4 legendary soldiers for Ghost Archipelago, a listing of all the monsters in Frostgrave giving individual XP rewards, and any bounties that can be taken from them, including spell components. There's a mini Frost game, or Frostgrave mini game, I should say. Slap, slap. Quick sip here. As Dan from No Enemies Here says, Rocket Robin Hood. I don't know if that's actually a real superhero or if Dan's just making that up. Anyway, so there is Barbarian Hack, a Frostgrave mini game. 2 new legendary soldiers for Frostgrave. A solo dragon hunting scenario. 8 new ulterior motive cards for Ghost Archipelago. A Frostgrave big game scenario featuring multiple tables. The Failed Breed, a Frostgrave breeding pit scenario from the archive as well. The 52-page PDF is available from Drive-Thru RPG for $6.50. Sweet. I like to see the popularity of skirmish level miniatures games because I always dig miniature systems that you can jump into and have a blast with, that you don't have to have 132 millimeter minis to jump in, right? So Frostgrave, it's usually you've got your sorcerer, you've got your mercenaries, your hirelings, sometimes you've got your acolytes, but still you're looking at 10 or so on a side. And it's nice to see that we have gotten a lot of support for Frostgrave, because as much as I like Osprey Games and I like Osprey Publishing, they do fantastic books. In fact, I've been using Osprey books for decades when you're painting historical miniatures. But they have never really been a company that did a lot of support for the miniatures rules. You see a lot of their miniature rules come out, and it's just a system, and then that's it. Then you don't see a whole lot of support for it. Frostgrave, on the other hand, has gotten a lot of support from Osprey. And of course, you also have the Spellcaster magazine from the creator of the system itself. All right, my final news piece. Space Orange 42 has a new role-playing game. It's set in the world of the Arabian Nights. And I've got the dope on Scheherazade, the 1001 Nights RPG. Welcome to a land of dreams. Here, Scheherazade received the light of morning and discontinued the recitation. How excellent is thy story, and how pretty. But what is this in comparison with that which I will relate to thee in the next night, if I live, and the Caliph spare me? And the Caliph said, I will not kill her until I hear the remainder of her story. The 1001 Nights, you surely know them. How the beautiful and wily Scheherazade saved her life by telling the Caliph 1001 stories, one each night. This is how things went in the book. In the game, it's a little different. After the 1000th night, Scheherazade went to bed and fell into an enchanted slumber from which no sage, hakim, or fakir could wake her. Nobody, apart from you, the chosen ones of Scheherazade, the persons on which she based the stories she told to the Caliph. Only you can save Scheherazade and the Caliphate of the Eternal Moon. Wow, excuse me. This thing got awfully dry. As you can tell, it has gotten much cooler down here in the Duct Tape Studios. It's gotten much cooler in the Chicago area as well. Anyway, are you ready to venture into a land of hot sand and tall minarets, scimitars and flying carpets, genies and lamps, heroic orphans and evil viziers? If you are, Scheherazade is your game. The 168-page PDF is available at Drive-Thru RPG right now for $19.99. This does look very, very unique. Unfortunately, there really aren't a whole lot of images. There is some information on the Space Orange 42 website. I want to say, I believe it's an Italian role-playing game company, but they do have an English translation for their website. This sounds kind of cool, where you're basically the characters from 1001 Nights, and you're trying to rescue Scheherazade. So I'm not sure if how how well it would work like as a campaign game, or if it's more like a shorter campaign. I wouldn't think you'd have 168 pages for a one shot. So yeah, looks kind of interesting. So I wanted to share that with you. So, of course, I was talking about the last two items are available at Drive-Thru RPG. And, of course, the Gaming Gang and thus the Daily Dope are affiliated with the One Bookshelf sites. So, if you are going to go to, say, Wargame Vault or go over to Drive-Thru RPG, please stop by thegaminggang.com first, click on one of our banners, and that way, if you do make a purchase, you get a little portion of that sale. And all those little pieces add up and really do help keep the Gaming Gang around. So that is it for tonight's news. But did want to talk about one other thing, and then I've got something that's kind of silly. So we have decided we are going to do the Extra Life Marathon once again, November 2nd. So I talked to Elliot. Elliot's all good. My nephew Cameron, he's all cool with it. He's probably going to his girlfriend, some of their friends. We're going to see how many people we can actually get together. I'm hoping for like maybe 5 or 6, no more than that. And still going to work on what games we're going to be playing, because I try to do things in like 2-hour blocks. So I try to have games where we can finish up in about an hour and a half. So, or we can play multiple times in about an hour and a half, because then you have to break down the game and set up the next game. But I am also considering running a role-playing game. We do 12 hours because, yeah, we're older. We can't really do 24. I'd like to push it and try to do 24 one year, but I don't think Elliot certainly wouldn't do it. I'm not so sure about Cameron and his friends, but anyway, so I'm thinking of running a role-playing game for like a 4-hour block, like the last 4 hours of the marathon. So kind of bouncing that around. So if you are interested in having me play a specific game that you've seen me review or do unboxings of or anything like that on the Gaming Gang, by all means, comment in the notes. Put a comment down there, and in the comment section, not the notes, in the comment section, let me know what you'd like to see. I mean, if there's a particular role-playing game or role-playing genre that you think you'd get a kick out of watching during the Extra Life Marathon, by all means, let me know, because I will look into it, because it's less than a month away. It's November 2nd. All right, so my final news piece, I really do have another news piece. It's really super bizarre, because Wendy's, now if you're not in the US, I don't know if you've got Wendy's over in like Europe or up in Canada, but we got them down here in the US, and it's a fast food place. It's a hamburger place, and their big deal is that they don't use frozen beef. Yeah, okay. It's all fresh beef, right? So yesterday, Wendy's released a role-playing game called Feast of Legends. As I hit the wrong thing here. Oops. Hang on. I wasn't going to talk about Lil Bub's Big Fun today because I was talking about Extra Life. I don't want to steal, thunder. Okay, so Feast of Legends, which is available to download at feastoflegends.com. This is no joke. This is not an April Fool's joke rolled out early or late or whatever. It is a serious 5th edition inspired role-playing game. It is a 97-page PDF. And I was reading through it. I didn't, I was kind of like paging through it. And it's legit. It is not just some silly, like 10-page satirical take on role-playing games, and it's they're throwing McDonald's and Burger King in there as the big enemies or anything like that. No, this is legitimately a role-playing game. Feast of Legends. serious, you got to go download it. It is pretty wild. And I got to be honest, the artwork that's in it is better than some of the artwork from like serious role-playing game companies. So there's that. So yeah, so that is it for Friday's show. Anyway, as I like to point out, when you're out watching videos on the Gaming Gang channel, please be sure to visit gaminggang.com for all the latest in gaming news, reviews, comics, movies, TV. By now you know the drill. Get your geek on at gaminggang.com. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do. And if you do, don't forget, ring that little bell, because it will not only notify you when the stream goes live, it'll also notify you when I have standalone videos get uploaded, which I've got quite a lot that's going on. So I will have some videos up this weekend and some early next week as well. So Hubcam210 says, wow, I thought I saw everything. That was exactly how I looked at it too. When I heard about this Wendy's role-playing game, I was like, oh, come on. And I'm like, now I've seen everything. Now I have seen everything. It is bizarre, but it also shows, people who are running the PR at Wendy's have a sense of humor. Because, like I said, check it out. It is a legitimate role-playing game. I think there were a couple of people who were actually putting out reviews yesterday of it. That I will not be doing. Kabuki Kid mentions that KFC has a dating video game. Yes, it is supposed to be. I think it's a one of those sort of like novel games where yeah, right, exactly. Kabuki Kid's pointing out that you date the Colonel or something. Yes. And the Colonel is like this handsome, young, gray-haired, silver-haired, mustachioed. I know, I have not seen the game itself, but I did see some mention of it and some screenshots from it. Hey, gotta admit, kind of funny, and it got your attention. But one thing I love about this Feast of Legends, I was taking a peek at it, it's like, if you go to Wendy's and you actually have like something from Wendy's, your character gets a buff. And if you have like snacks or something from another restaurant, you get debuffs. So kind of funny. You get penalties, I should say. All right. Anyway, so for those of you who hung out on a Friday night in chat with me, thank you very much. Hope you guys have a wonderful Friday night. Have a great weekend as well. So, of course, doesn't matter when you watch the show. I definitely appreciate anybody who takes part in checking out the Gaming Gang videos, and especially the Daily Dope as well. And we'll be back on Monday. So until then, as I mentioned, everybody have a great weekend. Have a very safe weekend. And of course, as per usual, happy trails. Zabba-dabba-dabba-dabba-boo. Zubba-dubba-dubba-dubba-boo. Zibba-dibba-dibba-dibba-boo. Hey, hi. I didn't realize that you were still here. You must be sitting waiting for YouTube and its infinite wisdom to actually autoplay you your next video. Well, if that happens to be the case, I only have 20 seconds for me to be able to provide all this info to you, so get ready. If you'd like to subscribe to the Gaming Gang, click right here. Or if you'd like to check out the latest episode of The Daily Dope, click right here. Or if you'd like to check out a randomly selected video, click right here. Once again, I'm Jeff McCullough, and thanks for watching.